We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Okay guys, we are going to start with the syrup for the buñuelos. Okay, this is the piloncillo, which is brown sugar that I'm gonna add to the pot that we're gonna melt down. And this is, I believe, 8 ounces. Yes, 8 ounces of brown sugar. Okay, and this is very hard. You can try breaking it with a knife, but it's pretty hard. So I just let it dissolve slowly. Okay, we are going to add about 2.5 to 3 cups of water, and then we are going to add our spices, our seasoning. I like to use anise, some cinnamon, and now the flavoring for the peel that I'm going to use is lemon. A lot of people use orange, and that's a great option to have or to use, but I like the flavor of the lemon. So whatever flavor you want, that's what you want to add. Okay, so we're just going to let this dissolve, and we're going to let this come to the boil. Let it boil for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, the thickness of the syrup is going to depend on what you like. If you like it not so thin, well, don't cook it down so much. If you want it thicker, you cook it a little longer. I personally like it a little thicker. I like for it to stick to the buñuelo when you're eating it. Okay, we're just going to let this be. In the meantime, while this is cooking down, we're going to work on the dough for the buñuelos. So I'm going to transfer y'all back to the stove.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We're going to get started with the dough. And what I've decided with the dough, I'm going to make it here on the counter just so you can see that we don't need any special equipment or anything. So we're going to take our flour and just take our sugar, and I will have the recipe listed in the description bar below, so just take a look at there. Our salt, our baking powder, and we're just going to give this a good mix. It's real easy. There's nothing to this. This is probably one of the easiest doughs you will make. Okay, and then I just take my little bench scraper, put this all back together, make a little crater here, and we're going to put in our vanilla, our butter. It's just melted butter that's been cooled, and 1 egg. And you're just going to slightly beat the egg before you put it in. And then we're just going to slowly incorporate this. Pull down some flour as you're going in circles. And then we're going to start adding our water, a little bit at a time. And the water is warm, doesn't have to be hot. Okay, we're going to put in our water a little bit at a time. Okay, and then you're just going to gather it together like if you're making tortillas. That's basically what it feels like. Okay, so just gather it. And if it's a little sticky here on your hands, just grab a little bit more flour. Now that we have all the dough gathered, everything is mixed, we're just going to give it a good kneading for about 2 minutes. It doesn't need to be for very long, just to get it smooth. And then we're going to put it to rest in this little bowl. This will not rise. We just want it to rest so that the gluten can loosen up on it. But it will not rise like if it's yeast. So we just want it to rest. Okay. And that should be good right there. Like I said, it's real easy, just like if you're making flour tortillas. Okay. I'm just going to let it sit here. I'm going to cover it with a cloth. Let it sit here, and then we'll be back in about 20 minutes after this is loosened up a little bit, and we'll start rolling our buñuelos. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay guys, I've let the dough rest for a little while, and I've been making these little balls just like you do with tortillas. Okay, you set them out, cover them. I make them quite small because I don't like my buñuelos too big, and all you do is just roll them up like this, or however you can roll them to make them into a little ball about this size. Okay, so we're just going to keep making the little balls. And like I said, the size depends on you. You decide how big or how small you like them. I like them small enough to where I package them to give them as gifts. Or where they'll sit nice on the table, on a plate, on a dessert table. And then you want to let them sit for a minute. We're going to let them rest again, just for a few minutes. I already have some over here that I've had resting. So we're gonna use those to roll out. Because if you start rolling them right away, what happens is they start shrinking up and you can never get the size that you want. Okay, let me get these out of the way. And we'll bring in these other ones. You still want to keep them covered though, all of them. See? We'll use these. Okay, and what we do is get a little bit of flour, not too much. Shake off the excess and then roll them out just like you would a tortilla. Okay, but the secret to this is getting them as thin as possible to where you can almost see right through them. And if they start to shrink up on you, like to start pulling back, just let them sit for a few minutes and they'll loosen up again. See, this is real paper thin. Just like that, just like that. And you still want it a little thinner than that. And what you can do at this point is you can start stretching them by hand like that. And then we're gonna set them aside. I just find it easier to roll them out. We're gonna set them on top. I already have one over here. I'm gonna use this flour sack cloth that I have here, and I'm gonna sit it over here on the side, and we're gonna start laying out the buñuelos right on top, and we're gonna leave them exposed, okay? Just like that. The reasoning for that is so they can dry up right before you fry them, and they won't soak up so much oil when you're frying them, and they will be much crispier. Okay, so we're just gonna keep going rolling these, and then we're gonna switch over to the frying pan. Okay guys, I rolled out all the buñuelos. Like I said, I laid them out here on this flour sack cloth and then on top. And what you want them to do is you want them to get very dry. As you can see how translucent they are. You can see my hand through it. And as they dry, you can pull them out a little bit more if you want to. You don't have to, but they just get crispier like that. So we're gonna let them sit here and dry out for a few minutes, for about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna get to frying the final product, okay? We'll be right back. Okay, for the topping that we're gonna dress the buñuelos in, besides the syrup, some people don't like syrup, you get some sugar, and then you take some cinnamon, you just mix it, and then you're gonna dredge the buñuelos in this mixture after they come off. Okay, and that's it. We're gonna start to fry the buñuelos. Okay, I have the vegetable oil preheating here, and it's gotten to about 325, 340, in between that. You don't want it too hot. Okay, we're gonna take our first buñuelo, and I'm gonna give it the last pull, and then we're going to drop it into the oil. And these fry up pretty quick, so you can't leave them unattended. And you just want to push them down from the center so that they can cook evenly. And you just want them to get a nice golden brown color. And that's it. Takes a total of maybe a whole minute of frying time. It's already getting real tan color. I don't know if the camera's picking up the color or not. But as soon as it stops bubbling, you want to get it out. See how nice and bubbly that is? And then I have a cookie sheet with the cooling rack here. And you just lay them on there. Move on to the next one. Pull it out. And drop it. And then just push it down in the center so that the center can cook. Okay, so now before we keep going on, we're gonna dip these in the sugar, dredge them in the sugar and the cinnamon, because if they get cold, they tend not to, the sugar won't cling on as well. So you wanna do this every so often. See, and that's it, just like that. Okay, then put them back on the sheet and do the next ones. If you have somebody helping you with this, it goes a lot quicker. Just do kind of like an assembly line type thing. Somebody fries and somebody dredges the sugar. Makes for great family time. Okay, I'm gonna keep going and we'll be back. Okay guys, here are the buñuelos. I fried them all up and I sprinkled most of them with sugar and cinnamon. I hope you can get a good view. And the syrup, what I did is I just strained it through a sieve and then I just put it in a bowl, and people can just serve themselves as they like, however they like. And you do is you get the buñuelo and then you just put it on top. Just like that. You just put as much or as little as you want. Just serve them like that, or each person serves themselves. I just want you to see how crispy these buñuelos come out. I hope you can hear this. See how crispy that is? I'm gonna get close to the microphone. Real nice and crispy. Give them a taste. Very good. Nice and crunchy. Okay, and out of the size of the batter, the dough that we made, I've got exactly 24 buñuelos. That's going to range depending on the size that you make them and, you know, how thick you like them or whatever. So, but that's what I got today. So I will have the recipe linked below. Please look there. If you have any questions about the dough or anything that has to do with the buñuelos, please ask me in the comments below and I will get back with you as soon as I can. If you're enjoying these type of recipes, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook at Virtual Kitchen with Laura. Please leave a comment, guys. It sure helps us get recognized on the algorithm here on YouTube. Okay, guys. Talk to y'all later. Bye.